I would say it's about listening to the sensitivity and trying to sometimes hear what people are not able to formulate. Working in the field of photography, you have the image that is presented to you, but you try to hear what is not visible in the image and what is around, whether by the way the photographer is going to talk about his work or he's going to talk about his image. But it's really this idea that you have the image is the starting point, and you have to listen to the various dimensions of the work of the artist. It's true that when you're dealing with a group of artists which have their own vision, their own ego, their own career and strategy, you have to be able to tune to their own environment and specific problems and opportunities. So you really have to be synchronized with each of them individually, and you face different attitudes and different ways of expressing, and the way they're going to say something or ask something is always different. Some photographer will on the contrary not mention their problem, and you have to hear it even if it's not said. Some on the contrary will react very loudly and with no pause and no, not trying to say the thing in a quiet way, but will shout what they have to say. So each of them is a different instrument, so to say, and we often use that sentence that Magnum is an orchestra of solists, of solo players. So you have to listen to the subtlety and techniques and specificity of each of them. And also sometimes you have to be able not to listen, because if you want to keep on having a shared community of interest and a cooperative of a group of people going in the same direction, if you only listen to them individually, you lose that capacity to bring the whole group in one direction. So sometimes you have to avoid listening to each of them individually. I would say that I've been more trained to the question of listening by the fact that I had as a child to hear what was not said. I've been a huge fan of music, and I've been a collector of vinyl, of LPs, and vinyl music. And so I used to, for example, when I was in the States, I used to rent a car and go into small cities and go in a record shop and trying to find new tunes. And I even had a small player where you can play 45s, and I was going quickly to each track, trying with a 2 or 5 second. If that track was interesting, I could notice right away, and then I was listening more carefully. So it was really this idea of searching for kind of music that I would love, or rhythm and things like that, or moments of instrument. So you develop with that this idea of listening to parts and believing of small things that are hearing that could be even better if you listen to the whole track. But I've been mad about those, trying to find those great tunes, and so listening to music has been key, and listening as a way to discover the world has been key.